In his 30s, he hit a 14:55 at the Carlsbad 5000 and a 2:29 marathon. After turning 50, he became a national champion in both cross-country and the road 8K and earned a rank of number 6 in the world for his 15:45 5,000 meter performance. It's with great pleasure that I welcome my very good friend, training partner, and fellow teammate Jeff Ambos to talk about how you can't fake a marathon. This is Masters Running Revelations. Jeff, welcome to the show. And you know,
see you,
I mean, world-class Masters Elite, number 6. I do have a very, very serious question.
What is that?
What's your favorite beer?
Betty IPA from Hangar 24.
Really?
Yes.
Did you bring some for us?
I brought 3. One for you, one for me, and one for the producer.
I love this guy. See, this is the thing about Masters. There's classy. Like, they just know. Like, ain't nobody not like a beer, right? Especially, this isn't really even, is it really beer anymore? I mean, is IPA really a beer?
Oh God, it's the best. It's the hoppiest. It's almost addicting.
Yeah, just like, yeah, there you go. It's almost addicting? It sounds like that. Yeah, anyway, so. Wow, welcome to the show.
No, it's a very hoppy beer. It's actually probably the most tasty IPAs I've ever had in my life.
Oh yeah, it is very hoppy, but I've had a lot of these with you, so. Yeah. Oh, and that's Green Label. How awesome is that? To make the producers
it's
really
a local brewery out in Redlands, so it's out here in the Inland Empire.
Oh, that's right.
So it would be great to have them.
Sponsor.
It would be great to have them as a sponsor.
Yeah, we'll talk to them. We'll get a little bidding war going before we. Anyway, on to the show. So, you can't fake a marathon. Now, I've done some marathon training with you. In fact, I think you got injured on a couple of our runs recently.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about that on this one, but one of the things you said to me that I thought it just really stood out to me is that you can race a 5K, a 10, you can do a lot of different, but you can't fake a marathon. Now, why can't you fake a marathon?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said I can fake a 5K. I mean, I can go out and get myself in decent enough shape to run like a 16:20, 16:30 5K. But of course, that's not where I want to be. I want to be competitive. I always want to be sub 16. I know getting up in years, I'm probably not going to be able to do that again. But you know, it's always
my goal. At least, so that's good.
It's always my goal.
I'm still trying to break 17, so yeah.
But just recently, I'd done a lot of marathons when I was younger, and I hadn't done one for about 7 or 8 years. I guess it was 8 years. And last spring, I decided I'm going to train for a marathon. And I came off an injury, basically 2 months, no running whatsoever. I mean, I did a few things for fitness, cycling.
Just try to stay in shape.
Try to stay a little bit in shape. But when I started running again, it kind of all came back to me. You just have to do the weekly mileage. You have to get out there and do the long tempos.
So you came off of an injury in the spring. You decided to, I'm going to do a marathon again, and is that the one you ran at 2:40?
I ran 2:40:57 at Ventura.
2:40:57, and that actually got you a comped entry into Boston. So that's awesome. But the 3 things that in your training that you do, and you told me about this, is weekly mileage, the long run, how important that is.
Right.
And there was one other thing.
It was hydration.
Hydration during the race. Yeah.
Mainly hydration during the race.
So let's talk just briefly about weekly mileage. Like, what would you get your weekly mileage up to?
Well, I mean, I did it over probably a good 2-month period where I got myself up to about 80 miles a week.
Okay.
And I even had a week in there that was close to 100. So, and I stayed there. I think I had like 97 and a half miles. one week. And
you didn't run the extra 2.5 miles?
No, yeah, everybody poses me, why didn't you just get up at 11 o'clock at night and go out and run 2.5 more miles?
Just so you can say I got the 100. Century runner.
It wasn't that important.
Yeah.
But anyways, I stayed up in probably in the high 80s.
For how many weeks would you do 80, you think?
It was probably only about 3 or 4. It was a very abbreviated training for this. I basically had 4 months.
Okay.
From coming off of no running to running a marathon.
So working up to at least a 4 week of 80 miles a week plus, obviously.
At least, right.
And so that's first thing. So the second one is the long run. Now, we've done some of these long runs together. They're brutal.
Yeah.
And you were telling me that you wanted to get up to, like, if during a 20 or a 22 mile, you'd want 12 miles at race pace, or
just faster than
under race pace.
Under race pace for the marathon.
So 10 miles and then 12 miles at almost under.
Basically like a 5 mile warm up, and then you get into your tempo where you're running anywhere from 5:55 to 6 minute pace.
Oh, depending on what
your goal is.
For you, that would be,
right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I got to that point where I could do that, and I knew I was going to have a decent marathon.
Good race,
I really wasn't sure, and basically during the marathon, my goal was to hang out around 6:10.
Yeah.
Just go out at 6:10 and just try to hang on it as long as I
could. So the key
go.
is though to do those tempos at faster, so that when you get to when you're during it feels slow almost.
Right.
Because you got to do it for 26 miles.
And you got to do it for 14 miles longer than you've done it previously.
So the third thing is hydration. Now tell me about your hydration plan because during the marathon it was hot at this Ventura one, right? So what was your plan?
It kind of just came back to me naturally because like I said, I hadn't run a marathon for 7 years. And I just realized I need to start taking water early, and I need to start taking as much water as I can get at each water station. They didn't have it every mile like they do at the bigger marathons. They probably had it like every 3 miles or so. And so I basically would make sure I got the first cup at the water station, a middle cup, and a third cup as I was leaving the water station.
In one station, you would hit 3.
Yes, and drink as much as I could of each one.
Wow.
And then as it starts getting later on in the marathon, I start taking the electrolyte.
Okay, so halfway through you start introducing electrolytes, and why is that?
Just to get a little more extra energy on board.
Okay,
and maintain
but not electrolytes the whole time.
No, I pretty much alternate water and electrolytes every other station.
This is better. Yeah. That's good, and the results are there. As a 54-year-old, you're 54?
I was 4 weeks shy of my 54.
So almost 54, 240 marathon, get Compton to Boston. Man, that's amazing. Jeff, thank you so much for being on the show, and may the Lord bless you and keep you injury-free.
Thank you.